Welcome to the video for constructing the liner for the Quilted Alice Shoulder Bag by Oro Rosa. Here we have everything that we need for this panel of the interior. We've got our two zipper pocket pieces. We have our two zip lining pieces. We have our pocket backing. And we have two main lining side panels, and they are mirrored. So make sure that you're grabbing two that are mirrored, not two of the same side. I also have my 9-inch zipper here as well. So as I said in the fusing and prep video, it's good to remember that the smaller pieces for your pocket are going on the inside of the zipper pocket. These are your zip liners. And the larger pieces for the pocket are going on the outside of your zipper pocket. And these are called the zipper pocket pieces. And I have labeled them in the back as well. Okay, so what I've done here is I've laid out my zip linings. I have my zip lining 1 over here and my zip lining 2 over here. And that is to mimic the picture that Alexis has in the pattern. And I'm going to take the 9-inch zipper and I'm going to place it on top of the zip lining 1, and I'm going to align the top edge and clip that in place with the zipper right side up, as well as the zip lining number 2 right side up. And we're going to clip those in place. Now remember, the zip lining 2, that is the larger of the two, the taller one. Okay, and we are going to baste that edge in place. And again, the zipper is going to be wider than your zip lining, so it is going to kind of extend out from the sides on both sides. Next, we are going to flip the zipper up and place the wrong side of the zipper with the free edge along the top of the zip lining 1 piece. And we're going to make sure that the edges of the two liner pieces are aligned, and we're going to clip that in place, and I'll show you more once I'm done here. So zip lining 2 is already basted to the zipper. We've now got zip lining 1 clipped to the other side of the zipper, and I've made sure that the side edges of the two liner pieces are aligned on both sides. Okay, so we are now going to baste the clipped edge of the zipper. Okay, so both edges of the zipper now have a zip lining attached to it. And now is a good time to add your zipper pull. And I'll show you how I do mine here. And what I do is I take a look at the end of the zipper here, and I take note of which side of the zipper has the last tooth. So for me, the last tooth is on this side of the zipper. So that's the side of the zipper that I'm going to insert into the pull first. So I'm just going to open up that zipper just a little bit. I'm going to insert that side of the zipper first into the pull. So you can see the pull is facing that direction. And then I'm going to look down the back of the pull, and I'm going to take this side of the zipper and kind of angle it and push it into the front of the zipper. And then I like to grab the zipper right in front of the pull and just kind of wiggle it around inside the pole until I get the teeth sitting in the same order that they were before I put the pole on. That way, when I zip it, there is no weird bump in front of the zipper pole that would indicate that the teeth are kind of misaligned from where they were before the zipper pull went on. So there's no weird bump and the teeth are in the same exact order that they were before I put the pull on. So another thing to note is that the zipper lining 1 should be visible as the pull is closing to the left. And that means that your pocket will close to the left because zipper lining 1 will be facing the inside of the bag and zipper lining 2 will be facing the outside of the bag. And we're going to set that aside for just a moment while we grab our pocket backing. And for the next step, we are going to need our zippered pocket number 1. And that is the shorter of the two zippered pocket pieces. So zipper pocket 1, and we are going to lay our pocket backing right side up on our table, and the curved side of the pocket backing is going to be facing up. We're going to clip the zippered pocket number 1, the long edge at the bottom of the pocket. We're going to clip that right sides together to the pocket backing, and we're going to align these edges here and clip those in place. I'm going to make sure everything is straight here. Okay. And we are now going to stitch this clipped edge at our normal seam allowance. Okay, so that edge of the zipper pocket number 1 and the pocket backing are now stitched together, and we are going to now flip that down, and I'm just going to finger press really quick. Don't top stitch this edge at all or press it, just finger press so that it stays open. So we're now going to take our zip lining pieces that are attached to the zipper, and we're going to place the zipper right sides down on the right side of this zip pocket. So you're going to want to make sure of a couple things here. The zipper is going to be right sides together with the zip pocket piece, and the zipper is going to be closing to the left. And the last thing you want to make sure of is that the zip lining number 1 is face down against the zip pocket here. So when we flip this so that the zipper is right sides together with the zip pocket, we are now seeing the wrong side of the zip lining number 2. So that is facing up. And we are going to center this because the zipper lining pieces are a little bit more narrow than the pocket pieces. And I'm going to clip this edge in place. And we are now going to stitch across this clipped edge, attaching our 2 zip liners to the zip pocket. Once you hit your zipper pull while you are stitching, just lift your presser foot and take the zipper pull and move it behind your foot so that you can continue sewing. All right, we have just stitched this edge here, and we are now going to take our 2 zip lining pieces and fold them down, which is going to expose the right side of the zipper and the right side of the zipper pocket. And we're going to kind of press the seam where the zipper pocket and the zipper meet up, and then we are going to top stitch that seam right here. Make sure that your 2 zipper liner pieces are out of the way and not getting caught in this top stitching. Okay, there, our seam is now top stitched across here. Okay, next we are going to take our 2 zip lining pieces and we're going to flip them back behind the zippered pocket piece. So that exposes the raw edge of the zipper. And we are now going to take the last piece, our zipper pocket number 2, and we are going to place that right sides down, aligning the raw edge of the zipper with the long edge of zipper pocket number 2. And we are going to clip that together, making sure the sides are all aligned. And I want to say, if you have directional fabric, you want to make sure that the bottom of the pocket, if it's directional fabric, is not the one that you're clipping to the zipper right now. The bottom of the fabric should be up here if you have directional fabric. So you can see my fabric is sort of directional and the top of it is pointing that way. So the top is now clipped to the zipper. And we are going to stitch this clipped edge at our regular seam allowance. Okay, we have now stitched this raw edge of the zipper to the top of the zipper pocket number 2 piece, and we're now going to flip the zipper pocket number 2 down, and we've still got our zipper linings facing up, pointing up this way, and I'm just going to finger press along that zipper, and we are going to top stitch right where we just stitched here, so that both sides of the zipper will now be top stitched. Again, make sure that your zip liner pieces are facing up and out of the way. Okay, now both sides of the zipper are now top stitched, and we can now flip the zipper pocket number 2, this bottom portion. We're going to flip it up and clip it out of the way. So I've now pulled our zipper liners 1 and 2. I've now pulled them down so they're facing and pointing down here, and my zipper pocket number 2 is now pointing up, and I'm going to just clip that out of the way, because what we're going to do next is close up the sides of the pocket liner pieces. So both of my pocket liners are now pointing down, and I'm going to align all edges and clip the sides in place. Okay, we are now going to stitch down the sides of our zipper, but we're going to keep the bottom open. So don't stitch across the bottom. And also don't worry about getting too close to the zipper here. You don't want to stitch onto the zipper, and getting too close to the zipper could affect the top stitching at a later step. So we are going to just kind of get close enough to the zipper without stitching onto the zipper. And I'm going to flip this around and stitch the other side. So as you can see here, I did not stitch too close to the zipper here. I stayed a little bit out of the way. And I also left the bottom of the zipper pocket open. Now you want to stitch this at our regular seam allowance. And next we are going to trim off about half of that seam allowance. So just trim the seam allowance down by about half and veer off towards the top. So now I'm going to unclip the zipper pocket, and I'm going to flip it down so that the right side shows. And what we're going to do now is take the zippered pocket 1 piece, which is this piece here. It's sandwiched between the pocket backing piece back here and the zipper. So this piece here, and we're going to wrap it around the zipper like that. So the edge of the zipper is right where the fold is, just like that. And I'm going to clip that in place. So that's clipped in place now, and we are going to top stitch this folded portion, but we're going to make sure that nothing else gets caught in the top stitching. So the pocket back doesn't get caught, and we're only top stitching through that folded portion. Okay, as you can see here, the top fold of that pocket is now top stitched. And this is going to be the top of the slip pocket that goes behind the zipper pocket. And I'm just going to fold this pocket up so that everything is laying flat. And if you take a look under here, you can see everything's lying flat here. And I'm just going to clip the edges so that it all stays in place. And we're now going to baste the edges of the pocket in place. Okay, do the same on the other side, and we're just going to baste that pocket in place over here. Okay, our pocket is now basted along both edges, and now is the time to grab our two main lining side panels, and again, make sure they are mirrored. And we're going to take this edge here that has the curve on top, and then it juts out a little bit, and then it's straight all the way down to the bottom. That edge is going to go right sides together and line up with the side of your pocket. So line up the bottom edge right here. There's a square cut out here, but we're lining up the long edge. And the little cutout that you see here at the top should align with this top edge of the pocket backing piece. And then we'll clip that in place. Okay, so again, the square cutout on each of these side pieces is facing towards the inside of the panel, and we're going to stitch these clipped edges at our regular seam allowance. Okay, both of those main lining side panels have been stitched to the side of our pocket here. And we want to turn this over and make sure that the zip lining piece did not get caught in those side seams. So mine are completely clear, which is good. Okay, and next we want to flip this over and open it up. I'm going to finger press mine open, but if you have your iron heated up, go ahead and give that a press, unless of course you have material that cannot be pressed. And we are going to top stitch these seams open. Okay, both of those side panel edges have been top stitched open. And we are now going to move on to the other interior panel with the slip pocket. Moving on to the slip pocket portion of the interior of the bag, here I have my slip pocket piece, my second pocket backing piece right here, and the other set of two main lining side panels that are mirrored from each other. First, what we are going to do is lay our slip pocket right sides together with our pocket backing piece. Now, if you have directional fabric like I do, you're going to want to clip the top of the slip pocket to the bottom of the pocket backing piece. So this is the top of my pocket based on the direction of my print. I am going to flip these right sides together and clip the bottom of the pocket backing piece to the top of my slip pocket. just like that. And we are going to stitch across the clipped edge at our regular seam allowance. And what you're going to want to do next is flip the bottom of the slip pocket down so that you have a fold right here in your slip pocket. And we're going to take a measurement here to make sure we know where to fold our slip pocket. So the top edge of our pocket backing piece all the way down to the bottom of our slip pocket needs to be a total of 11¼ inches. So I'm just going to place this against my ruler and measure from the very top edge of the pocket backing and then move the bottom of my slip pocket until I reach 11¼ of an inch, which is right about there. So I'm now going to press the fold into the slip pocket and I'm going to clip it in place just to make sure everything is aligned before I top stitch anything. And a good way to check to make sure that this fold is where it needs to be is there's going to be about 1¼ inches away from the top of the backing to the top of the slip pocket. And I am actually right on 1¼ of an inch away from the top edge of the pocket backing to the top edge of the slip pocket. So it looks like everything is straight and aligned. I'm also going to measure the other side just for safety reasons. And everything looks good. So I'm going to clip the side of the slip pocket and unclip it from the pocket backing. So it's no longer going to be clipped to the pocket backing. We're just going to clip it in place, and we are going to pull the pocket backing out of the way so that it's facing down and it's not going to get caught in this bit of top stitching. And we're going to top stitch that fold. You may want to press this fold first if your iron is hot. The top of our slip pocket fold is now top stitched, and I have flipped the pocket backing back up to its original position, and we can double check that measurement as well, 11¼ of an inch. And we are now going to baste the sides of these pockets so that they are secured. All right, here is our slip pocket basted along the edges. And we're now going to retrieve our 2 main lining side panels. And we're going to do the same thing that we did for the other side of the liner. We are going to match the side pieces up to the sides of the slip pocket, and we're going to clip those in place. Once these are clipped in place, we are going to stitch these at our regular seam allowance, and then we're going to open them up and top stitch them just like we did for the zipper pocket. All right, you now have a finished slip pocket in one of your liner panels, and you have a finished zippered slip pocket in your other liner panel, and the zipper pocket has an open bottom still. So your 2 liner panels are now complete.